Google Ventures design team gave us the inside look at one of their design sprints with one of the portfolio startups, CircleUp, and we're going to take a look to see how it works.
The design sprint is a quick 5-day process where you can get any team really to understand their customers, build something really fast, and get feedback. So it's a sort of a compressed version of a user-centered design cycle that we run with companies all over Silicon Valley. At the core, Google Ventures is great at helping companies with whatever they need. Part of that's recruiting, helping them build teams. Part of that's helping them understand what design means as a culture within their company. And a lot of it also means, how do you do design day to day? What does it look like when you go through that process and talk to your customers? So we kind of try to prototype that here so they can see it and then take it home and use it every day.
We're going to have 40 seconds per panel to draw a sketch. So you're going to draw like a tiny little UI, or maybe you'll actually just write something, but something different in each panel, and only 40 seconds per panel, which isn't really enough time. I'm going to cue up the music.
Sure.
All right. You guys may start now. You have a little head start before the first one starts. So you should be on your first one now, for sure. If you imagine like 6 months of product design and development that a company might normally do, we try to compress all that down into 5 days. On Monday, we're like learning everything about the business. On Tuesday, just today, we're sketching as many design solutions as we can. Wednesday, we decide which ones to test. Thursday and one day, we'll build like a super high fidelity prototype. And then on Friday, we'll show it to real customers. So at the end of the week, they'll walk away with like, not a pile of sticky notes, but like a concrete thing that they've tested. They'll know which things are mistakes and which things worked well really fast. And they'll have like some clarity about what to do next.
So it sounds like you're actually teaching them a process.
Yeah.
And this is an example, but it's something that they're designed to then replicate down the line.
Yeah, we're hoping to both help them with design work and teach them at the same time so that we can help them solve their current problem, and then they have a toolkit for future problems as well.
It's difficult for me to imagine both laying out the information but also incorporating like these buttons, and I don't know why that's hard, but I'm having trouble kind of putting those both together.
You know, it's kind of funny. It's a lot of like communicating information, but there's actually a lot of interaction to this.
Yeah.
Conceivably, or there's a tool set that we have of just actions you can kind of take in any time, and we're encouraging you to do that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think this is where the point where we're thinking is like how we mesh these things very specifically, contextually, right, and appropriately with the information that we're putting.
So Google Ventures is one of our largest investors, and the reason we decided to work with Google Ventures for our A round is because of their operating team. And there's a lot of different parts of their operating team that we absolutely love, but one of them is their design team. And one of the hardest problems we're trying to solve with our design is what we're working on this week with the design team.
So how's it going so far? Are you feeling like there's promise here in sort of redesigning what you have there?
Absolutely, yeah, they're incredible. I mean, they're just phenomenal designers, but they also have a process to explore, this thinking and really push our boundaries a lot. So we came in here with some preconceived notions. It's a page that we've been talking about internally for a year and a half. And they've already, in the past day and a half, taught us a lot about how to think differently and how to convey information in a more thoughtful way to the investors. We don't have the expectation that we'll have the page ready to go. What we want to do is we want to push our thinking at a much more accelerated pace than we could have done without Google. And that's what's already happening this week. In a condensed time frame, they have a process for helping to kind of push along the conversation, push the thinking, and come to new conclusions that could have taken months previously, but in this format take a week. So we'll have some mock-ups, we'll have some prototypes, but then we'll do the process again internally at CircleUp to really kind of hone in on exactly the page we would like to launch.
There's been plenty of sprints where there's been a drawing that doesn't appear to be, like great looking, but then there's some aspect of it that gets a ton of votes that ends up really contributing to the prototype.
Yeah. But let's put it this way: CEO, finance guy, engineer, designer.
Yeah, you guys are outnumbered.
If there's anybody who's like, it's like if anybody should be nervous here, I think it's me.